Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm typically not on here at this hour, but was inspired to get on and chat with you, loves. If you don't know who I am, I'm Kelsey L. with Mama on the Glow. I am a coach for women and some men, mainly women, to help them find their light that absolutely attracts the most epic abundance in love and in life overall. And so a lot of my ladies, are calling me and wanting to know, what it is. What is that one area that they're missing out on? It's like they're really smart women. The women I work with are really, really smart. They're beautiful, amazing, accomplished women. So what's the area that needs to be, looked at with almost a fine tooth comb and kind of gone through all of the tiny details to get to the really important detail. And usually there's just one getting in the way, especially for the women who've really got it going on. So what happens when it comes to getting what you want is you obviously, need to be in the right mind frame. So when I started working with women, I've had consults after consults after consults with incredibly smart women who are really empowered, but they're losing in this aspect of their life. And when I say losing, I mean they're really feeling the struggle. They're really feeling sad. It's one thing to, be single and loving it, right? Or to, maybe not be, following your passions as far as your career and your hobbies and have the great friends and have the money and all of that. If that's what you want. Some people want to live in a tiny, tiny island where they have no material goods. They don't, have a 9-to-5 job, and maybe they want to get away from a marriage or a relationship. And that's great. That's what lights them up inside. And that's exactly what they should have. But when a woman calls me, and I talk to a lot of women every day, when a woman calls me and says, I don't know what's going on, but I'm really, really, really frustrated and I'm really lonely. And I feel really alone on this journey because I don't have anyone who understands what the problem is. So, for example, one of my clients talked to me this week, and she really opened up about the fact that when she first joined my program, she wasn't quite sure how coaching was going to help her. She was very, very, very scared to open up, to get vulnerable, even with me as her coach. But if you can't get vulnerable and open up to your coach, the one person who can guide you and really show you the way, well, then how are you going to do it with a loved one? How are you going to do it with a potential partner? And that's an area that I really find to be so important to look at right now and say, am I even addressing this with my best friends, with my family members, my colleagues? Most likely you're not. Most likely you're putting on a pretty good, game face, right? That's what we've learned to do is, come on, buck up, get over it. You got to be strong. You got to get into your masculine. You're too soft. So this woman that I worked with, and we're at the final hour kind of our coaching together. And she said, I have to really be honest with you. I was really, really, really scared because I didn't want to open up even to you. And I could sense it at first. She had a lot of excuses along the way. A lot of things came up. A lot of, life circumstances, had to travel, had to work, wasn't able to make, her calls. And the funniest thing happened. And that is at the final hour, she booked a call with me and she said, I really, really, really want to figure this out. I really want to succeed. And we got to work. We put together a plan. And it's almost like if we were to go through life with a mirror in front of us, but we weren't able to see, what's behind us. We weren't even able to see what we look like from the back. Are you ever surprised, to realize that you maybe don't even know who you are or how people perceive you? Or, what do you really, really even want? And you may think you know what you want, and you may think others know that you want that. And it turns out that that's not the case. So when we really examined this aspect of my client's life of how are people perceiving her, and does anyone in her life even know what she wants, or is she playing this really, big role of I don't need anything, I'm good, I've been good for the last 10 years, and that's how I've gotten through being single. But if you actually want to meet someone great and want to become more successful, want to get that promotion, want to, change your path in so many ways, you really do have to show that vulnerability, and you have to step up and ask for help. There are a million reasons why we wouldn't ask for help, because it makes us feel vulnerable. It makes us feel that we're needy of something. And, when you've been independent for so many years, to actually have to look at the raw truth and say, you know what, I actually need help. That's the first step, really. When you can actually expose yourself on that level. And then, you work with someone who actually can help you. You don't go to, an old friend who's, stuck in the same muddle that you are. You go to someone who's been on the journey, who understands it, who's helped other women, and can get you to that next level. So within 1 week, my client turned her entire life around. She's really, really happy. She's met someone, and she's giddy. She feels again for the first time in over 10 years. She actually feels something. And that's a really big breakthrough. So if you feel like you've lost a lot of feeling, if you've kind of gone numb, if you've decided you don't want to settle and you don't want to be alone, what's the other option? The only other option is to actually figure this out, right? Figure out how to find your partner. Figure out how to change the course of your life. Go for what you really want. Follow your heart when it comes to everything. Your career, your wellness. How many times as women do we say, oh, I want to lose 5 pounds? Why aren't you doing it? Because it can be hard. There's so much information out there of, well, you go on this diet, the cruise diet, or then follow Dr. Ashe, or follow Atkins, or do a cleanse, drink lemon juice, you name it. There are a million different ways that you can lose 5 pounds. Is it belly fat? Do you want to get muscles? What do you want? What do you want? And then, you put the plan together of, okay, well, here's what I have to do in order to achieve my goal. But how many people still get stuck once they know? There are too many ways, right? I don't feel like going to the gym. I don't feel like giving up gluten. I don't feel like fasting today. I don't feel like skipping my carbs. Everyone else was having pizza. I couldn't say no. So where is that, that voice within our own minds that can tell us what we need to do and what's best for us? And, that's really what a health coach would do is, sit down with you, plan what you need to do to accomplish your very personalized goal, but then stay on you. keep you really, really accountable. Without the accountability, you're flailing, right? I have so many people keeping me accountable throughout my day, throughout my journeys. I have a lot of mentors. I'm in masterminds. I'm doing what it takes to get to the next level, even when I think I've gotten to the level I want to be at. There's always going to be challenges in business, in relationships, in wellness. And the only way to get through it is to be smart. And, it does really sadden me when I talk to women on our breakthrough calls, and they want to get like 45 minutes of a quick fix, because that's our society now. It's a quick fix world. It's like, what can I go to YouTube for and quickly find out how to solve this problem? But quick fixes don't work. Quick fixes, anything that I've accomplished in my life was not a quick fix. It wasn't, a 20-minute read of a magazine article. It wasn't a blog, and it wasn't, a 1-hour therapy session. And, I don't want to tell someone that what they've been doing is wrong, because I don't think any of that is wrong, or I don't think any of it is bad, but I just don't think that is the way that they're going to get to the next level. And so it does sadden me when someone says, well, I don't really want to commit to anything more, particularly when they've just said all they want in this entire world is to achieve this one goal. An Olympic gold medalist does not get there without a coach, without a trainer, without, a lot of people, managers keeping them in check. But the biggest thing that you need is your own commitment to keep you in check. You need to have your own commitment to yourself, and then have the people to help you out. You do need that community. You do need that guide. And that's what is the real secret to getting what you want in love and life. It doesn't need to be difficult. I've seen, some of the least educated people go on to make millions. They're just the most dedicated. I've seen, someone who maybe had been single for 10, 20 years get into a relationship with an amazing person. And everyone else is going, what? How did that happen? You're not supposed to, succeed. You're the underdog. If you're succeeding and I'm not, something's really wrong here, because I'm really, I'm really doing the work. But no, clearly not. Clearly that underdog did the work. And it's not by accident that these incredibly happy experiences happen for some people. What are they doing? They're exposing their hearts to someone else who can help them. They're exposing themselves a little bit more to the world, to allow themselves to be seen in a way that actually is attractive. So wanting something is a really different thing than getting it. Everyone wants to be rich and famous and skinny and beautiful. But getting the joy, the true success, the happiness in the heart that when you wake up in the morning, everything is where you want it to be. And now you just elevate from there. That's a level that everyone can get to, but it does take, a level of fierceness. So, when you get to this point in your life that you're kind of sick and tired of not getting it, is usually when you step up and you just go for it. And I mean, I have so many examples of clients who were just really sick of it not working. And, they tried and they tried and they tried. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to enlist some help here. I am going to get some help. I am going to figure this out and start doing things in a new way, a way that's actually maybe going to work this time. And magically, it works. We actually have a 90% success rate for women who go through our programs within 6 months. And, we check in with people throughout their journey, not just 6 months later, but a year later. And we want to know, did it stick? We don't necessarily want to see just like a one-hit wonder, or, you got lucky for 3 months. We want to actually see relationships stick. We want to see success, a complete transformation. And, I can tell usually within the first 5 minutes when I get on the phone with someone, if they're really, really, really ready for that, or if they're just dabbling. And those who are dabbling stay stuck for a fairly long time because they're trying to get information. It's like, maybe I could go to this website, maybe I could call this person, maybe I could piece together a million different things. It's like in my business, if I would have pieced together a bunch of things from all of my experience in my life, that wouldn't have worked. What works is to have an extremely smart plan and say, this is what actually works. This is what, the most successful people are doing. So if you're not following a formula that the most successful people are following, then you got to go back, to the drawing board. And if you don't know what that formula is, you've got to go back to the drawing board and figure it out. And, so going to people who actually know it, that's the key. And, the dabbling doesn't work. It doesn't work. A lot of women who, are looking for, this great love and this great success, they think that, just meditating or doing, a quick self-help retreat is going to help. And that is not, that's like a tiny part of the pie. So what really needs to happen is you need to integrate every tool that actually works into your life, and you have to stay committed to it over and over and over again until you finally get to the gold. And the gold is there, love and money and all of that good stuff is there for us to receive. But we have to not stop when things get tough, right? So if any of you want to dive into this further, feel free to PM me, and would love to chat with you a little bit more about it and about your own journey. Again, we only take breakthrough calls for people who are very serious about wanting to have a coach and a mentor and actually guidance on this. So if you're serious, again, we talk to about 20 people a day. So we're very, very busy. So you would book a call with us, get on our calendar. Once you schedule your call, and I'll put the link below, it's going to take you to a short application form. You'll fill that out, and then you'll just wait for your phone call. And on the call, we just ask that you are in a really, really quiet place. You don't have a lot going on. You don't have, kids pulling at you, or you're driving or anything like that, because it's a serious phone call. It's a phone call that, can actually change the course of your life and transform you in so many ways. And you will gain so much valuable information and so much clarity And if you're a fit to work with us, we'll let you know that. If you're not, we'll let you know that too. You'll still walk away with a lot of value. So I'm looking forward to speaking to any of you who are feeling that it is time, you are ready, and sending you a lot of love, a lot of light, and I'll see you next time.